Most people will enter 2026 louder, more distracted and more desperate to be seen. But the strongest people will become quieter, sharper and harder to shake. The more people try to be noticed in 2026, the more they will lose themselves. That is the danger of a world that rewards noise. Silence is not weakness. Silence is power with direction. It is the decision to stop leaking energy into things that do not build you. In 2026, attention will be the battlefield, and the people who protect theirs will move with more clarity, more discipline, and more control. This is why focusing on yourself will become one of your biggest advantages. Before the year pulls you into comparison, noise, and emotional waste, you need to understand what quiet really gives you. The first shift is simple. Stop explaining your life, your goals, and your decisions to people who are not helping you build them. Approval versus self-respect. Noise versus clarity. Over-explaining is often a hidden form of begging, a way of trying to control how others see you. But the truth is, most people never realize how much power they lose by turning their life into a public debate. Stoicism teaches that your path does not need constant commentary. Your growth does not need to be defended in every room, and your future does not need to be approved by people who are not carrying it with you. The hidden cost of explaining too much is that you start living for reactions instead of results. Not everyone deserves updates. Not everyone deserves access. And not everyone deserves an explanation. The next shift is to build yourself in silence before you announce anything. Work quietly. Improve quietly. Let results speak first. Performance versus authenticity. Intention versus validation. In 2026, the people who move silently will often outperform the ones constantly announcing what they are doing. Private progress is usually more stable than public performance because it is not fed by attention, it is fed by discipline. Marcus Aurelius did not need applause to govern himself. Neither do you. The hidden cost of announcing everything is that your energy gets spent on perception before progress. You start protecting an image instead of building a life. And most people never realize that the moment you stop performing, you finally begin building. That is where real momentum begins. But focus is not only about action, it is also about what you allow into your mind. The next principle is to protect your mind from noise, comparison, and other people's opinions. Stay silent enough to hear yourself clearly. Clarity versus contamination. Peace versus mental clutter. Endless scrolling, gossip, comparison, and too many voices all train the mind to leave its own path. Most people never realize how distracted they are until they can no longer sit still with their own thoughts. And by then, their attention has already been scattered in every direction. Stoicism teaches that your attention is your life. If you keep handing it away, you keep losing time, focus, and self-command. That is the hidden cost of letting the world think for you. You stop forming your own judgment and start borrowing everyone else's. But the quiet person sees this early. They protect their mind before they protect their reputation. And the next step is choosing your circle wisely, because not every voice deserves access to your future. The next shift is to become quieter around people who drain, distract, or destabilize you. Peace versus emotional leakage. Boundaries versus obligation. Not everyone who has access to you deserves your energy in 2026. The wrong people do not always attack loudly. Sometimes they simply keep your life noisy, reactive, and small. Most people never realize how much focus disappears through one-sided relationships and constant emotional access. Every draining conversation takes something from your attention. Every unnecessary emotional pull weakens your ability to think clearly. Stoicism teaches selective engagement, not emotional availability to everyone. You do not need to give your mind to every voice that asks for it. The hidden cost of keeping draining people close is that your own life becomes harder to hear. And when your environment becomes quieter, your discipline becomes easier to protect. Discipline grows when you choose routine over reaction. Wake up with purpose. Train your body. Keep your promises. Stop letting mood decide your day. Discipline versus impulse. Structure versus chaos. The quietest people are often the most dangerous to doubt because they stay consistent when no one is watching. That is why routine matters so much. Your routine is a reflection of your respect for your own life. Most people never realize how much weakness comes from being emotionally available to every distraction. One message, one urge, one impulse, and the day is gone. But when you protect your routine, you protect your future. The hidden cost of undisciplined living is that your life gets shaped by whatever feels easiest. And that rarely leads anywhere strong. When your routine becomes sacred, your identity starts changing with it. The goal is not to disappear from life. It is to become so focused, calm, and self-contained that outside noise stops controlling your mood. A person who stays silent, disciplined, and centered becomes rare, and rarity creates respect. The strongest people in 2026 will not be the loudest. They will be the ones who waste the least energy on things that do not matter. They will build in private, move with purpose, and protect their attention like something sacred. Remember this. When you stop talking about your life and start building it, everything changes. If this spoke to you, comment what you need to stop explaining, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom, and keep building the quiet strength that makes you impossible to distract, pressure, or break.